How's it, guys? Just going to take you through the winch plate installation of the Pajero. Basically got a 2000 model Pajero and decided to put in a hidden winch behind the bumper. Don't want to carry the extra weight of a steel bar on the front. Obviously pros and cons to that, but so over here, obviously the chassis doesn't have any original mounting holes to mount the winch plate and the brackets. So what I've done is I've taken, I wanted to take a 10mm riv nut, but unfortunately you need to hydraulically press those in, and don't have one of those. Only the 8mm is the highest you can go with a riv nut gun. So what I've done is, instead of just doing 3 bolts, 2 on top and 1 at the bottom, just to make it a little bit stronger, I've done 3 on top and I've done 2 on the sides that you can see. It's actually quite a handy little tool when it comes to making threaded holes in thin steel, because the chassis is only maybe 2mm, 1.5 to 2mm thick steel. This is a monorail chassis, so it doesn't actually have a ladder frame. And so I've thought of a few different bracing techniques with the help of a few mates, and something you can do at your house, in your garage, and yeah, easy enough. Just got to be a little bit technically minded, but I'll take you through the steps that I've done to make this Pajero a hidden mount winch behind the bumper. So a few things you're going to need is obviously a welder, but if you don't have one, like I don't have one, you can just get an engineering company or fabrication company to make you up some brackets. What I like to do is, the first thing I started with is a timber or ply template of the winch plate itself, because the winch plate that I bought from Mudstuck is just a rectangle. You have to literally go, and obviously everything that's in the way, you have to go and cut it out, and you only get one chance at it. So I thought it's best to make a template first, fit that. Once that's fitted, then you go and trace it and cut it out with your grinder and all those things. So these are the things that are in the way. Obviously this coolant pipe here, got that pipe in the way, some electrical cables either side over there. So that template worked real handy to get my winch plate cut out in one go without making any mistakes. These brackets here I had made by a company called Asset Engineering. They made these brackets real good quality, basically shaped them to what I wanted them to be, and then put the little gussets in as well, just for extra strength on the uplift and obviously side pull or forward pull action. And then just go and cut them out again, drill your holes. I'll take you through that now in a second, and then you guys can see what I've done. So another little handy tip that I like as well is, obviously when you remove all your stuff like your bash plates, your bumpers, the grille as well, take some time, maybe just give them a quick touch up, because obviously with off-roading they all get damaged. And what I've done is I've taken them out and I've just given them a quick spray. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just something so that when it comes down to it, when you put it all back together, nice and tidy, looks neat, and yeah, easy while you're doing the same job. The other thing that I also bought was this Ridge Rider winch. Obviously there's a few other brands on the market, like Runva or the Dominator Extreme from Kings and things like that, but to be honest with you, this winch was on special. I think it was 500 New Zealand at the end of the day. It's a wireless winch, pretty decent quality. I've read the reviews on it. I haven't tested it yet. We will test it, and keen to see how it goes. But I mean, you don't need an expensive winch if you're just a weekend warrior and you're just deciding to, you know, tackle things on your own steam on a weekend or once a month or however often you go off-roading. So yeah, so that's what's going to be installed, and I'll take you guys through it step by step. Another thing as well is I had a different battery in here, and the battery I had in here was a little bit smaller and it was old, and obviously to power the winch you need a decent battery. So I went and bought myself, I'll show you guys, just the X-side battery from Bunnings. I think it was $270, and it's a 810 cca battery. Now obviously you don't need this battery because this is a petrol engine. You don't need those cranking amps for petrol engine, but I decided to go with the heaviest duty battery that I could find, just so I'm comfortable when I'm powering my winch. Alright guys, I'll take you through the next step what I've done. So basically all these parts, angle brackets with the gussets over here just to strengthen it. So what I've done with this design is basically the gussets stop uplift, and obviously because I couldn't fit M10 rib nuts in there and only M8s, I've done 5. So there's 3 on top and then there's 2 on the sides, and then the rest of the bolts are all M10. What I've also done is I've put a stiffener or a angle bracket underneath this plate at the back. I'll show you now, that actually bolt through there, through the winch itself, and through there again. It's a 60 by 100 angle bracket that just reinforces the whole plate from lifting up. So those bolts over there stop it pulling forward, the gusset stops uplift, the angle bracket underneath stops the winch plate bending and stops uplift as well, and then obviously the gussets help with the force, the pull force coming forward. So far that is what it looks like, and it's come out pretty level with the chassis. So I'll show you underneath. Just give me a second. So this is that angled bracket stiffener that I was talking about. So basically it ends just before that bolt, so it's pretty much all the way along the length of the cross member. So this here, this is pretty thin, this one, but this cross member here, it will push against it when there's pull. So I've done it pretty tight so that there's no play in it, and then bolted it through there, the 2 plates together. The winch will bolt through there, and through there, and pretty much the plate comes pretty far down, just not visible, and it's the width of the winch plate on top there. So that's about 60 mil on top and then 100 mil underneath. So that plate over there will stop the winch moving forward and stop the winch plate actually buckling towards the top or warping. So yeah, so that's as far as we got so far. So guys, this is just to show you the end result of the hidden winch. As you guys can see, I'll just go this side. As you can see, it's all tucked away inside. Pretty much the fair lead doesn't even stick out, which is pretty good. All the wiring tucked away behind there, away from all the moving bits, and that's the end product, boys.